Mike Fisher of the band Heart has passed away. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music. He co-produced Dog and Butterfly, also did some engineering for the band, and was in a relationship for a while with the singer, Ann Wilson. His brother, Roger Fisher, who was the original guitarist of Heart and left Heart after Dog and Butterfly, both of them left, released a statement yesterday. It is with deep sadness and heavy hearts that our family has experienced the loss of an incredible spirit, Michael Fisher. There are no adequate words to describe how Mike's smile could bring such a light to everything. His way of compelling us to feel the weight of ideas or shared experiences. His awe of nature and the unknown, his passion for new technology, invention and discovery, his enthusiasm for life and capacity to find the magic in every moment, and his impact and inspiration to the band Heart. It continues, Michael passed in the comfort of his home surrounded by a close family, his wife Danny, brother Roger, and sister Kay, and his cherished 11 children. As mentioned, Ann Wilson had a relationship with Mike, and she released the following statement. Michael lived life fully and loved completely. Now he's taking his long journey to the next incarnation he always believed would come. He was a beautiful human, a profound soul, a divine spirit. Bon voyage, my old love, Ann. The band first came together in 1967. Original names like Army, Hocus Pocus, and Whiteheart before settling on the now famous moniker. The classic lineup of Heart would be the ones featured on their debut album, Dreamboat Annie, 1975, and would stretch to Magazine in 77, arguably their best album, Little Queen, in 77, and Dog and Butterfly the following year. And that lineup was Ann Wilson on vocals, Nancy Wilson on vocals and acoustic and electric guitar, Roger Fisher, lead guitar, Howard Leese on guitar and lead guitar, Michael DeRozier on drums, and Steve Fossen on bass. Even though Heart sold more albums and singles in the 80s, that was the big hair Heart. Mind you, we all had big hair back then. They also had outside writers, which of course would take a chunk of the change. And most hard rockers look at Heart as being the 1970s Heart. You can argue about that, that's fine. But the singles, their first one, Magic Man, by the way, that was a song about Mike Fisher. They called him the Magic Man. Number 9 on the charts, Crazy on You, number 35. The title song to Dreamboat Annie almost made the top 40 of 42. Then what is arguably their signature song, Barracuda from Little Queen, 1977, reached number 11 on the charts. Interestingly, the title song to Little Queen was not a hit, and neither was Kick It Out. The song Heartless from Magazine, there was a lot of controversy about that album being released. The band didn't want it out. That was on their original label, Mushroom Records. That was 78, and it reached number 24. They had a 15 hit with Straight On from Dog and Butterfly in 1978. And the title song to Dog and Butterfly was also hit at number 34. But the next heyday for Heart really started in the mid-80s with a self-titled album, which, by the way, is their biggest selling. The Fisher brothers were long gone, but let's just mention What About Love at number 10, Never at number 4, These Dreams, sung by Nancy Wilson, was a number 1 hit. And more hits followed for Heart. Nothing at All, number 10, Alone was a number 1 hit. Who Will You Run To, number 7. And the number 2 hit, All I Want to Do Is Make Love to You. But the arrival of the Wilson sisters in the early 70s really helped reshape this band, and now they own this band. And as mentioned, Ann had a relationship with Mike, and Nancy had a relationship with his brother Roger. And them breaking up with the sisters had them leaving the band after Dog and Butterfly. And we should mention that the band Heart were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2013. May he rest in peace. We have an interview with the Fisher brothers, which we'll rebroadcast on our channel. It was a bit of a controversial interview because they were just going to eat. They didn't have a lot of time. They had a tight schedule. And so they were sitting in a restaurant, and sometimes they were just eating. So a lot of people had problems with that. I didn't have a problem. I told them that. I said, don't worry about it. But it was an hour-long interview, and I really liked the Fisher brothers. They were good guys. Leave your comments. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music.